forget Chaim Oizer is like a puff's tissue. Let's not forget Chaim Oizer's Chad B'Dara, the Gemara Pesachim. Amar Rav Yosef, you love Hayoyma. Come on, Yosef, Ika Beshuka. We would all be like different people. But now with Kabbalah Satira, we're all going to be knocking. Let's not forget Chaim Oizer was learning at 4 o'clock in the morning because he couldn't sleep. How he was learning Torah before Shacharis, and that he was bench pressing 230 pounds so he could carry his Baba Basra. Let's not forget Chaim Oizer's involvement. There's no such thing as Bekias. Every Yom Tif, throw yourselves in. He's every mitzvah Chaim Oizer does with the Ganzkeit. Every day a new word in davening, Ashkofa, Bahab, in Yeshiva, the She'ifas, Chumashir, the Brachas, maybe Rosh Hashanah that came to the wedding, the loosely from Musar. Let's not forget Chaim Oizer's Godlacha. Chaim Oizer's a fire, he's not a piece of cake. Chaim Oizer knows how to spread himself to all his Chaverim. He thinks about other people, and he likes his mother's bonus and Chai Lifeline. Let's not forget Chaim Oizer's Vatronos and the way that he listens to everyone else's work, and he writes things down in other people's names to give them chizuk. Let's not forget the Yiddishkeit of Chaim Oizer, how everything has to be so batamt. Everyone knows many arguments he had around the Shabbos table about these inyanim, with what types of books to read and who knows what. We used to hear on Sunday morning. And let's not forget the Moshel, the story with the doorbell with Chaim Oizer that never happened. Let's not forget the detective joke and the guy with the avocados. And let's remember the story with the Barmanu if you got to know what's coming. I want to share with you such a heart-rending story going into Rosh Hashanah. We might have to fasten our seatbelts so we don't fall out of our chairs. Listen to what happened. It's not to be believed. There was a couple married for 15 years and they had many, many children. And of course, one child is just not with the pack. And the mother says to the husband, honey, now of course that wasn't his name, but we changed the name to protect identity. And she says, honey, this kid is just nished. We got to take him in for DNA testing. Rahman al-Islam, we should never bring a child in for DNA testing. And sure enough, they bring the child in, they get the results. It's hard to say. And it's not their child. And now the lady has to call her husband and tell him that it's not their child. Listen to what happens. It's not to be believed. She calls him up and she says, honey, now again, that was not his name, but we changed the name to protect identity. She says, honey, the child is not ours. He says, okay. Because isn't that awful? Listen to what he says. He says, don't you remember we were on the way out of the hospital for the very first time? And the child had a dirty diaper. And you said change the baby. So I put him inside, I brought out a clean one. What's the lesson of the story? Never give your husband a job that's not for him. I always tell Kalas, your husband's gashmias is your ruchnias, and your husband's ruchnias is none of your business.